How's it going, guys? Grimsie42 here, and I am here today to show you guys what I picked up on Black Friday. Alright guys, to start off, I'm going to show you the items that I actually purchased in a store on actual Friday. I know Black Friday has kind of evolved over the years, so basically it used to just be on Friday, but now like some stores are open Thanksgiving, and then like there's Cyber Monday and all that crazy stuff. Well, I actually didn't take advantage of any of the Thanksgiving sales. I spent that time with my family, but I did have my hopes high on Friday, and I actually went to one of the Walmarts, and believe it or not, they still had the sales that were on sale the day prior, so I was able to grab two games that I was looking for. And I actually don't own one of the systems that this game is for, but for $15 I had to have it. It is the Rare Replay, and I'll just keep it sealed until I pick an Xbox One up. Hopefully that happens one of these days. But for 15 bucks, this thing's got like 30 games in it, so really, really cool to get that. So definitely happy to get that one in the collection. And this next one here, I really, really, really wanted to add to my collection. I'm surprised I didn't have it yet, and I'm glad I waited because I picked this up for $25, which I thought was an amazing deal, and it's Splatoon. So really glad to finally get this one in my collection. Just another really good first-party Wii title, and from what I hear, it's really, really fun. So definitely glad to get this one. Alright guys, the next stuff I'm going to show you is actually a ton of stuff. And these are all items that I was able to pick up due to a tip from a friend of mine. Basically, the Square Enix website had like some incredible sales, and I will not lie, I did spend about $200, but when I show you guys the stuff that I was able to get for that price, hopefully you're as blown away as I am, because there was really some crazy sales. They were just giving this stuff away. Alright guys, the first item I'm going to show you is the lone Xbox 360 game I was able to pick up. I actually never even knew this existed, so I was actually really happy to pick this up. I think this one was under $5. I'm not going to quote the prices because I don't remember them, but they were all really, really reasonable. This one here is Supreme Commander 2, and it's a pretty cool looking multiplayer RTS that's real-time strategy for those who are not interested or aware of what the genre is. Not my favorite genre, but it does look pretty interesting, so I'm definitely looking forward to giving this one a try. Coming in next, this one here is actually one of the few disappointments of this lot. Unfortunately, I thought that in the descriptions when it showed the title, if it was a greatest hits game, it would specify, and unfortunately in this case it didn't, but still cool to have a sealed copy. This is Kingdom Hearts 2. And like I said, as you can see, it's got the ugly greatest hits there. And just to throw my piece out there on the greatest hits, why I don't like them. I don't like them, A, because it kind of represents like a second printing of it. And, you know, coming up from as a kid, I liked comic books. It was first print or nothing, basically, back then. And the other reason I don't like them is just how they add the obvious color there. I mean, it's just, they make it known that you're getting an inferior copy. If they put like a sticker on the outside, like they did in some cases, and when you opened it, it looked identical, I wouldn't mind at all. But just to go through the hassle of printing this ugly, ugly color, it's just like, at least it's not as bad as PS1, but regardless, Kingdom Hearts 2. Next one I got is one that I really wanted to get in the collection, and I was really happy to get this. This one was only like $4, and again, as you can see, sealed. Every one of these is sealed. They're all brand new. This one here is Front Mission 4, and I actually have never played the series. I guess it's another real-time strategy, and you take control of mechs, so really cool. Definitely looking forward to trying this one out. Last one that I was able to get for the PlayStation 2. This one looks really, really interesting. Definitely an RPG, obviously, since it's from Square Enix, but it's Romancing Saga. And that just does look pretty interesting. And again, this one was like under $5. These pretty much all were. So, really happy to get this one. Alright guys, next, something that I was really happy to get, a system that I'm actually trying to really actively collect for right now, just because I really appreciate the design of the packaging, and I do like the fact that usually inexpensive when you can find them, is the PSP. I recently picked up a Model 3001 at a garage sale, so I've been trying to bump up the collection ever since, and this first one here, unfortunately, is a Favorites, which I guess is the PSP version of Greatest Hits, but regardless, it's the original Final Fantasy. And this is actually the NES version, but they upgraded it with like totally new graphics and stuff, so really cool. I believe it's similar to the one you would find on Final Fantasy Origins. Next one I have here is right along that line. It is also unfortunately a Favorites, but it is Final Fantasy II, and again, I think this is very similar to the one found in Final Fantasy Origins. This next one here I'm really excited to get. It's got games on it I've never played. It is Final Fantasy IV, The Complete Collection. And I guess this has Final Fantasy IV and then a DLC only, I believe, which was Final Fantasy IV, The After Years, which I think is like a sequel or kind of like a continuation of what happens in the storyline. So really excited to grab these. Again, this next one, very disappointed that it was a greatest hits. I actually already have the game, but to get one sealed would have been really, really cool. This one is Final Fantasy Tactics and the War of the Lions. And this is pretty much just a carryover or like a port of the PlayStation 1 version. There are a few new things. They changed a few of the battles, like how they work. Like you can't steal the armor on some of the main characters, so you have to like wait till the deep dungeon to get them. And they added a few characters actually. I don't recall offhand what the characters were. I think one of them was from a later Final Fantasy, but I do remember playing this back in the day. I actually had this, and it was pretty good, so definitely happy to get another one back in the collection. This next one I was really, really excited to get. I'm a fan of the series. I haven't got to play too many of the titles, but I did play the one on N64, really liked it. And this one here is Tactics Ogre, Let's Cling Together. Really cool, like I guess this is similar to a Final Fantasy Tactics. It's a little different. This is originally from Enix, if I'm not mistaken, and then obviously as they merged with Square, it became part of their company, so really cool to get this one. This next one, I believe there were two of these released on the system, and it kind of forms together to make like a mural. This one is Star Ocean Second Evolution, and if I'm not mistaken, this is basically Star Ocean 2 from PlayStation 1, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the other one is actually, which is the other half of the planet, is the original Super Nintendo one that never came out here, kind of like updated for the PSP, so definitely looking out for that one. This next one here, I would say, is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Really cool that they put this on the PSP. I have it on its original console, which is the PS1. It was just an Enix title at that point, and it is Valkyrie Profile Lenneth. And really, really happy to get this one. This is definitely one that I'm really proud to get into the collection. I really, really appreciate this. And it kind of makes me wish that the Suikoden 1 and 2 that came out in Japan came out here, because that would have been another really, really cool addition, because Suikoden 2 is actually my favorite RPG like of all time. So, been nice to get that, but for now I'm happy to have this one. Next, guys, we have the lone Vita game that I was able to pick up. I actually already have the like collector's edition of this for the PS3, but again, for the price, I thought this was just too good to pass up. It's the Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 HD remaster, and really, really cool. I have this for the PSP, or the Vita. I actually don't have a Vita, but I have a PlayStation TV, so cool to be able to play this, and you know, on another console, I guess. Alright guys, the next stuff I have to show you, believe it or not, are actually PlayStation 1 games. Unfortunately, they were greatest hits. If these were not greatest hits, I would have been blown away to get these sealed, but regardless, to have these games, they were both under $5 in the collection again, sealed, you know, really, really cool. The first one is Final Fantasy Chronicles, which has Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger on it. Really cool. Unfortunately, the disc is loose in there. I'm not going to shake it too much. I don't want to just damage them, but it's actually coming up a little bit here. So I'm going to find somebody who's just looking for the game and doesn't care that it's sealed, and then they'll happily take this off my hands. If it was non-greatest hits, I would have been keeping it, but unfortunately, because it's greatest hits, I already have the regular version, so no need to keep that one. The next one, again, I really wish was not a greatest hits, but it is what it is a sealed copy of Chrono Cross. Really, really good game. Not as good as Chrono Trigger, but still really cool to get this in the collection. Alright guys, coming up to the end of the stuff that I was able to get. All of the rest of the stuff I'm going to show you are DS titles, and these were all, again, reasonably priced. Everything was under $10, brand new sealed, so just couldn't pass them up. This first one here was $6, and it is Chrono Trigger. And unfortunately, this is not the first printing. It doesn't have any stupid greatest hits or anything on it like that, but the original printing of this actually had a little sticker that said a poster was included, so that's how you can distinguish whether or not you have the first print run or not, is whether your copy comes with a poster. This next one here, I didn't even know existed, so it was really cool to get it in the collection, and it's good to beef up the RPGs on my DS. This one here is Final Fantasy The Four Heroes of Light. And I know they kind of always take that road. I don't know if this is like a remake of the first one. Oh, actually it says an all-new Final Fantasy, so that's cool. Definitely excited to see if this one's any good. I kind of doubt it is, because I've never heard anything about it, so I guess I'll find out. Coming up next, guys, is a copy of Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift. And I really liked Final Fantasy Tactics on the PlayStation 1. I liked the one that I guess was not really a sequel but came out on the Game Boy Advance. So excited to check this one out. The graphics look very similar. Looks pretty good. Very sprite-based. So definitely happy to get this one in the collection. Coming up next, this one may kind of be a waste because I already had the Final Fantasy IV on the PSP that I showed you already, but this one is Final Fantasy IV for the DS. It looks like this one has like 3D polygon graphics though, so it actually may be like a remake of the game and not like towards the original style, so either way, really cool to get. I've actually never played any of the entries in this specific series, and I actually have this for the Nintendo Wii. I wonder if it's the same game, or at least similar. This one here is the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time. And Crystal Chronicles is what I meant. I know they made a few iterations of that, and I've never actually tried one. I'm told that the one on the GameCube was good multiplayer fun, but again, I've never checked one out. So if you guys have played them, let me know what you think of the series. Is it something I should move up on the priority list, or is it something that can wait? Following that suit is another Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. This one is Rings of Fate. Again, I've never played the series. This one kind of looks like it has the job system, and it says it features lots of equipment, so pretty cool. Let me know, like I said, if you guys have tried these and what you think of them. This one here really confuses me. It's made by Taito, but it says a Square Enix company. I was not aware that Square Enix picked up Taito. Is that something that's still going on, or is this like something that happened for a while and then they kind of disbanded the company? Because I haven't seen a Taito game in a while. But anyways, this one is Legend of Kage 2. So I wonder if that's actually a sequel to the one from the original NES. I guess it took them a while, huh? Anyways, looks interesting. It kind of looks like a hack and slash fun style game, so definitely cool to get this one in the collection. Alright guys, just a few more here, 3 games left, and these are all pretty cool. I was really happy to actually get these. These were all games I was actively looking for prior to this sale, so definitely really happy to get these ones in the collection. The first one here, I hear a lot of good stuff about. It's The World Ends With You, and it's a really interesting looking game. It's got really good graphics, and apparently there's like 7 days to get something done, some event. Probably save the world, apparently, since The World Ends With You is the title, but really interesting, and my buddy Nate of the Sprite Lover speaks highly of this, so really happy to get this one in the collection. These last two I'm going to show you are both from the same series, and some argue that it's actually the best RPG series of all time. My personal preference is with Suikoden. Like I said, I really like the style and structure of that game, especially the older ones. 3 and 4 kind of fell off, and 5 got it right again, but anyways, these are both Dragon Quest games, and the first one here is Dragon Quest IV Chapters of the Chosen. And anyone who does not know, the Dragon Quest games are actually, the art style is by Akira Toriyama, who is known for Dragon Ball Z, and not so much GT. But really cool to get this into the collection. And last, but certainly not least, is Dragon Quest V Hand of the Heavenly Bride. And again, you can see the Akira Toriyama art style leaking out there. And that is actually everything that I was able to get on Black Friday. I thought I did really good. At first I thought I was just going to get those few Walmart items, and then I found out about this Square Enix sale, and it was just incredible. I mean, to get all of that, it was actually under $200 shipped for everything that I showed you there, so really good deal. I mean, those are all sealed games, and none of them are new, so to have like old stock of new games, really cool. I'm not a sealed collector, but to me, sealed means mint condition. So that's basically the reason. If I can get them at a good price, I'll seek out sealed games. Now, I'll eventually open them when I play them, unless there were some obscene amount. And in that case, I'll either trade them to somebody for an open copy and a little extra, or I'll just get a second copy, because really, at the end of the day, the fact that this game came out in 2008 and it's still sealed, I mean, you know, we're talking 7 years at this point, it's kind of painful to open it. It's nice to have them preserved like that. Obviously, they're not really as much of a collector's item as people like make them out to be, but it's still really cool to have sealed games. But eventually you got to play them, so when I do need to, I pop the top and pop the seal, however you want to word it. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this. Let me know what some of the things you were able to pick up on Black Friday was, or if you even went out, and what some of your tactics are. Is it like, are you camping out on Thursday? Are you one of those people in a tent? Do you show up later and hope to get something? Or do you just avoid it altogether or just deal with online? I'm really interested to hear what you guys do and what your tactics for Black Friday are. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this, and until next time, take care.